and Trekkers. Welcome to this amazing Star Trek podcast on Trek Tuesday. I'm your host Orinda, and together with Amanda Hopper, I recap every 2 weeks an episode of Star Trek TNG. All the episodes will be recapped in chronically following. We will approach each episode with humor and a feminine look. Today we recap the episode Pen Pals. As the Enterprise survey an area of unexplored planets with unusual short lifespans due to surf geological changes, acting as a Wesley Crusher is put in charge of a survey team in order to further his studies towards becoming a Starfleet officer. Wesley selects a team of highly competent science officers. However, as they are much older than he is, he worries that his authority will be challenged. One team member, Davis, rebuffs Wesley's request to run a time-consuming scan, causing Wesley to doubt himself. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Commander Data receives a primitive radio signal from a young girl on one of the planets. Data makes contact with the girl named Sajenka and continues to converse regularly with her over the course of the month, keeping the details of his identity secret, as Sajenka's culture is unaware of life existing outside their planet. When Sajenka reports that earthquakes are occurring with increasing frequency, Data realizes her planet is beginning to break down and reports to Captain Picard in the hope that the Enterprise can find a way to reverse the process. Picard sympathizes with Data's case, but sternly orders him to cease communication with Sajenka to avoid any further violation of the Prime Directive. Wesley seeks Commander Riker for advice on handling his team. Riker stresses that Starfleet training is about both responsibility and authority, and commends Wesley for his record of responsibility, but urges him to exercise authority with the science team. Wesley returns to the team and requested in a more authoritative manner that Davis perform the planetary scan, and Davis complies without argument. The scans proved to be key to understanding the planet's geological instability, and Wesley's team proposes a method to correct it. Data receive another signal from Sajenka, who is now calling for help as volcanic eruption threatened to wipe out her home. Picard recognizes they cannot ignore her pleas and order the Enterprise Sajenka's planet. He allows Data to beam down to take the girl in safety. Running out of time, he takes her back to the Enterprise instead, much to Picard's dismay. The crew is able to safely restore the planet's geological system, and Picard orders Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pulaski to sedate Sajenka and erase her memories of Data and the Enterprise. Data returns the sleeping girl to her home, now safe, leaving her with a singing stone that Dr. Pulaski had given her while in sick bay. Well, hi guys, welcome back to another video recording of us, and because this is the 10th episode again, it is this video recording. Hope you guys like it. Yeah, this week's is the episode Pen Pals.
I love this episode.
Yeah, in one way, it is weird, but Data has more human reaction and emotions than the normal synth we know now in Picard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's start at the beginning, of course. The Enterprise is being in this system, and it is not known, so they have to map it, etc., etc., etc. And then there is a moment that the senior staff is talking about Wesley to give him a leadership of the mineral. What was it? Mineral survey, what they are going to conduct. And I must say, I think this is what let me be clear. I have said it before. I have never liked Pulaski in the beginning, but if we are looking how she is to Wesley, she is more like motherly to him. And in this conversation with Troy and Worf and Riker and I think Judy too, she was really as a mother for him. I maybe even more motherly than Beverly would be. Don't you think?
Yeah, because she's like, isn't this kind of like a almost like a hard task for him to do, like type.
Yeah,
thing.
and that she is concerned that they push Wesley too much.
Yeah. She was concerned about that too, that they're kind of pushing him a little too hard.
Yeah, and I think in one way they do, because Wesley is just 16 years old there? 16, 17?
I think he's around that, 16, 17, I would say.
When I saw this episode for the first time, I was really thinking, isn't he then a little bit young? And you can see that through the whole episode is that he is concerning about that too, because all his team members, the people he choosing for his team, are older than him, and you could see that in one way his team were a little bit concerned about that too. And there was this Anson Davis who said, well, if you can't handle it, give me a son, I will take over. But you really
trying to push Wesley away.
Yeah, but you saw that Wesley was really struggling with that. And you could see he asked Riker and Diana for advice, etc. And once again, and I'm going to switch subjects now, guys. The second time Wesley went to ask Riker for advice, Riker was in 10 forward, and he was flirting with this science of medical person. And I was thinking, dude, you have Diana Troy. And you're doing this. What the hell, He's still a ladies' man. Perhaps that is... And I was thinking about that. We had just had that episode about that his dad was coming on the Enterprise. And like always, also his dad is a ladies' man. So I was really thinking, dude, you don't have this from a stranger.
It's like basically the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. His dad's a ladies' man?
Yeah.
Riker's the ladies' man. So you didn't know where he got it from, his dad.
Yeah. They asked Wesley to come into the ready room, and Riker told him, well, you're going to get command of this team to do this survey. And Wesley was very excited, but also, like I said, he knew he will struggle because he was just not he was an acting Anson, not even a Anson, So I think it was really. I don't know if it was already his time to have his own command about that. And you see that in the end of the episode. Riker was on the bridge. Picard was in his cabin, and Riker, when Wesley came on the bridge, Riker said, "Oh, have a seat, Wesley, on the captain's chair." And Wesley was saying, "No, thank you, sir. I'm not qualified yet to sit in there, so I will pass and I will wait till my turn." And I think that is really, really good of him. Because, yeah, I don't think he's. And, remember, when he came on the Enterprise the first time, he already sat in the captain's chair.
Yeah, he did. And Kirk wasn't too pleased about that.
No, but also, yeah. Data was also doing his surveys and things, and he found this radio single in a way, and that is how he get in contact with this little girl, alien girl, who is in a way humanoid. She had a very, in one way, a very recognizable voice. Not in I know her, but it was more like the like a computer voice. You know what I mean?
Kinda. I kinda get what you mean.
So, he was making contact with this little girl. And then we see Wesley in front of a turbo lift. And Pulaski spotted him, and she could see that there was something wrong with him. So she talked to him, and she assured him, "Boy, you can handle this. You have more intelligence than most of them, so you can handle this. The only thing is you need to have a compromise between being a leader, but also being a work together with them, you know." And I think
you gotta make sure they do their thing.
Yeah,
and he's gotta make sure they're doing their thing.
Yeah.
And try not to push them. Like, they're basically trying to push them around, trying to say, "Oh, no, we should do this. No, we don't need to do that." But Wesley's like, "No, we need to do this." And finally, Wesley gets around to the guys that they need to do what they're doing.
Yeah, and I think also there was a moment that Wesley was that was in the second time he asked Riker for advice when they were sitting in 10 Forward. Talking about 10 Forward, I don't know if you have seen this, Amanda, but there was a little video of the view, and Rupert Goldberg went back into as Guinan as she was pouring drinks, and there were 4 of the Picard actors there, that are also in TG, which was Riker, LaForge, Crusher, and Picard.
Okay.
I will send you the link.
I just don't remember when.
I will send you the link. It was very funny, and it was very nice to see her once again as Guinan. And I'm not really totally a fan of her because of the things she says about certain things, but it was nice to see her back as Guinan. And the first thing she did was pouring Michael Dorn, who plays Worf, prune juice.
Oh.
And
That's what's
Yeah,
going
that
on.
was really funny. It was really funny. It was really nice. And so when Wesley was come forward to ask for the second time advice at Riker, Riker said, "There is only one question you have to ask yourself, and that is what would Picard do?" And Wesley was saying, "Oh, well, he will listen to them, and after that, he will make a decision." And he was looking at Riker, and Riker was smiling, or grinning, smirking. And Wesley said by himself, "Why won't I do that?" So he made his mind up for that. So I think this was the also the point when they were talking about Wesley to give him a leader's position. Did you notice how grumpy Worf was again?
Yeah, I kind of noticed that, especially when he kind of tripped over that mess that Data had on the deck there where the console is. I don't know if you noticed the chairs there. When the chairs are pushed in, it makes it nice and flush.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah, he was grumpy because
wasn't he somewhere else too when he was doing that and making contact with that little girl?
Yeah,
I thought it was
doing different things too. Yeah, he's all over the place.
Well, I think this is one of the first and not many times that we see Picard actually relaxing. He went to the holodeck and to ride horse, and he had really this funny conversation with Counselor Troy because he was saying, "I thought that Betazoids are very good animal traders because they are empathic like that, you know." And he says, "Well, we don't do that because we can lose ourselves in the thoughts of the animal."
Yeah.
And she turned around to him and I said, "Well, I thought you didn't like animals." And which he answered, "Well, I do like animals, only not small animals. I like horses, etc." And then she said, "Oh, I know why now. You wanted to a companion." And that was, I think, yeah. It reminded me, and I think this was the movie Star Trek Generations. I can't remember if it is that when he went horse riding with Kirk.
Yeah, that was it. Generations. Him and Kirk goes horseback riding.
Yeah. So in that way, it was very nice to see that he actually liked horse riding. And the funny part was, he was because my dog is a spaniel. He is like, he's already being good as a gun dog can be, but Picard was very wearing very English clothes, like the cap and etc.
Yeah, and the English saddle.
Yeah.
I tried English saddle one time when I used to take horseback lessons. I did not like it. I fell off the saddle because it was too slippery for me. So I went with Western. I was able to hold on easy with Western saddles.
Yeah, well, it was one way nice to see that that he was like that, you know.
Yes.
So we are going. Then you could see that Wesley was really struggling to take the lead of the team, and Wesley let Davis do a scan, but Davis Davis said, well, we don't really need to do that because blah, 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 blah. He wanted to do the shortcut, And the next moment we see
Shortcuts never the way.
No, and it was one way I was really, I had pity with Wesley. And it was not
Poor
that
guy.
they test him, So the next scene is that we see them, the senior staff in the wedding room with debating what they need to do to help the planets, etc., etc. And Data was the one who said, well, guys, screw the Prime Directive. We are humans and we help people. And screw the Prime Directive in that way. And like I said in the beginning, he was really human. And it is stupid that the senior staff was debating about this. And I can understand what they are saying about the Prime Directive. But, yeah. If, really, would you really, will so many people die instead of helping them?
That's true.
Because that will be on your conscience.
Yeah, if you let a whole friggin' planet die, that'd be on your conscience for years. Not for the rest of your friggin' life.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Data, at that point, Data was making contact with the little girl. And you could see everyone in that room. It was directly to the heart.
Oh, yeah, like you could see in the expressions, like, holy crap, it's a kid. And it just made their heart go like that, literally. They felt for the kid.
Well, and the people, of course. And I think,
well, yeah.
What was happening also is that, okay, we're going to help those people. We help the planet because it was about to erupt and God knows else what. And so Picard was like, okay, we're going to keep the silence and we're going for it. And so Picard gave Data the permission to contact the little girl again and said, you need to go to a safer place. And he tries to, but he fails because there's too much interference. And so Data tried to make contact with Sarjanka. That is how she that's her name.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, when they was talking about that, I was thinking, why has that alien kid a Russian name?
Oh.
It sounds Russian.
Yeah, it does. Now that you mention it, yeah, it does. Sarjanka. Yeah, it does.
It was so weird.
Huh. Interesting.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it has to have something with the writers or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it had something to do with writers. I don't know. No, it's true.
So Worf and the team, Wesley's team, was keeping Riker and Picard up to date. And they had a solution to modify the probes, etc., and in torpedoes and whatever.
Hmm.
And once again, Worf was really grumpy this episode.
Yeah, I found he was a bit moody and grumpy. Oh, excuse me. Yeah,
So,
he was.
yeah, it was really weird, And so Picard said, okay, go ahead with the plan. And they walk out. And at the moment that Riker wants to go out, Data comes in. And
Hmm.
Data said, well, Captain, I like to beam down to Drama 4. That is where the planet where the little girl is. Because I can't reach her. And I'm in that way worried. And that's what I'm
Hmm.
saying.
Human thinking.
Data, yeah, but Data has more human reaction than the crew itself.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
he's like more concerned for the girl than the rest of the people are.
yeah, so he said, "Well, I like to go down and look for her because I can't reach her." Um, Picard isn't really fond of it, but he gives him
No.
permission, and Picard uses a old English saying, and it was like, "In for a penny, in for a pound."
Yeah, in for penny, in for pound. Mm.
And I remember that later in the one of the last scenes when Data went to write Picard to ask to apologize. Picard
Mm.
says, "No, Data, you reminded us what humanity is, what we really do. And although we had to wipe the little girl's memory, you showed us again what good is and where the Federation and Starfleet stands for."
Mm.
So, in that way, and that's what I always say about Data, Data always wants to be human, but
Mm.
he has more human reactions than some of the crew would
Yeah,
have.
like he show like even though he's not human but android, he still has those kind of like almost human emotion that
Yeah,
he shows it off better than the rest of them do, basically.
yeah, yeah. So, um, Picard said, okay, go with Data to the transport and do the transporting yourself. And that scene, that was really, in one way, really funny because Riker said to O'Brien, okay, O'Brien, step down from your console. I will do this. And take a hike or take a nap, so he wouldn't see it, in a way. And in one way, that was
Yeah.
really, really funny. And um, and that was it when Riker transported Data down. Uh, Picard called Riker back to the bridge, and so Riker said, "I also Riker was a little bit grumpy at it all, don't you think?"
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
he
he
was saying
seemed
also he was saying to O'Brien like that. You know what you need to do, and O'Brien take the joke. Oh, I just woke up, sir. From my nap.
yeah.
So that was really funny, but we know
Yeah.
better, etc. So Data went beamed down, and he touched the panels like the ones, and you could see the volcanoes that were erupting, etc., etc. It was not a pretty sight. And
Yeah, like it was going crazy down there. There's like volcanoes everywhere, lava flows all over the place. It was like a total crap storm going on.
yeah, yeah. So um, yeah, it was like Hold on.
Almost similar to Punk.
So what we see is that Data sees all these volcanoes, eruption, etc. And uh, then the little girl came in and she didn't see Data. So Data said, "Hello, Shanka. Uh, it's me." And she said, oh no, who are you? I am so scared." And Data said, "Whoa, wait. I'm Data." And she said, "Oh, you claim, you know." And what I really liked about this is what...
I think you're frozen.
You are frozen as well.
Frozen, you're like that when you're froze.
Well, guys, as you can see, we have a little bit of technical problem, but we're back again. So Data and Roshanka meet, and Data said, "Okay, come on, let's go. We need to get out of here." And she said, "Where we are going? I don't know where my parents are." And then he did that. Yeah, we go up. As he said, "Oh, to the stars." So Data took her to the Enterprise. What was a shock to many of them. And did you see Picard's face when Data came on the bridge with Roshanka?
Yeah, he wasn't happy. He's like, a kid on my deck.
Yeah, and he said, "Well, Data, that's what I wanted to say before all this went down. Data has a very sweet friendship with Roshanka." And so Data, Picard said, "Counselor Troy, escort the little alien kid to the sickbay." But Roshanka was too
freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Picard could say that, and then they said, Picard said, "Okay, she can stay with you, but you have to do your work." So Roshanka was happy with that. But did you notice she really was drawn to Wesley, who was on the comm? And because also Wesley is the youngest crew member.
Well, yeah. So, maybe that's what it is, because he's young and she sees him as a older brother almost, basically. And she wasn't so freaked out by him. She trusted Data, and she seemed to trust Data and Wesley more.
Yeah.
Everybody else
in that case, Picard and Riker and Worf were more like the grumpy old adults, you know?
Yeah.
So, they launched those torpedoes and probes. What went well? And I find this a really bit weird, because Wesley was the only one who reacted happy. And Picard and the rest were, they were saying nothing. Then I was thinking, give the kid a break, you know, he did well.
Yeah, show a little enthusiasm for him, man. Jeez, he helped out quite a bit.
Yeah. So, they did it, and Roshanka was looking at Data and said, "What happened?" And he said, "Well, you can go back to your planet again because we have helped you." So, she was really flabbergasted that Data would help her. So, um, yeah. Before Roshanka had to go down, she had to go to sick bay to wipe her memory. And at that point was that moment, that scene was like Men in Black.
Yeah, with the neuralizers. Look into the
Exactly.
flashy light. Zoink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
like the Men in Black movies with the neuralizer.
so
But that
we
thing
see
was like a scanner.
him carry her down to the planet and into her bed, and the people can go back to their homes, etc. And then we had that scene on the bridge that Riker said to Wesley, "Go have it, take a seat in that seat in the middle, in the captain's seat."
Yeah.
And Wesley declined and said, "Well, I'm not ready for that, so no, thank you."
Yeah, I'll just
And
keep my babies in this area.
Data came back on the bridge and went to Captain Picard and wanted to apologize. And Picard said, "No, Data, you remind us again what Starfleet is," and etc. So that's the weird thing. Why is always Data the one who has to remind all of them, guys, this is humanity. This is what you should do. And I'm a freaking android, you know?
Yeah. Like, why should he be the one to remind them about humanity?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And he is a machine and he wanted to be more human. And, you know, it's so weird. Every time those episodes are there, it is Data who teaches them the lessons again.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. Really weird.
And I think it was Riker or Picard who told them, "Well, you're a little bit closer now to humanity because you just did that," or whatever.
I don't remember who said that to him.
I think it was Picard, to be honest.
Probably was. Yeah, probably.
So, Data, when before he went, well, when he brought Shashenka to the sickbay to wipe her memories, he clearly was upset, and he told that to Pulaski of, "Well, Doctor, I don't like this at all, and why can't you remember me, etc." And so Pulaski said something in the Transversal Prime Directive, and you are right, and etc. etc. And so yeah, I think once again this is a very, very very Data thing to do. You know, not want to be human, but is an android and do it like that.
Yeah.
So, guys, this was also the end of the episode. Amanda, is there something you'd like to add?
Nothing I can really think of. I love the episode.
Yeah, me too.
Really good episode.
So what would you rate it?
Well, what did IMDb rate it?
You're going to battle on IMDb? Well, IMDb was very low for me. I think it was a 6.8.
Oh, come on. That's low. I would give it, I don't know, around an 8 I would give it. 8
and a half? Yeah, exactly.
Around 8.5 I would give it. 6 is way too low.
That's way too low. Really, it is. But, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe people thinking of they should have done more with the backgrounds or the atmosphere or with the kid, etc. And that's why they give it a low rating. So yeah.
Well, you can only fit so much into an episode.
True. Yeah. But that's what you see in the later seasons, is that they are having more 2-part episodes.
Yeah, like Best of Both Worlds and a bunch of other ones, like the Borg episode where they had double ones, and they had double ones with lore.
Coming up, talking about the episode. The next episode, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is a Q episode. It's Q.
Oh God, I love that guy. Mr. Troublemaker, as I like to call him.
Yeah. That's the next episode. I'm well, not looking forward to it, but it's more like, yeah, it's Q. Isn't that
cool?
Isn't that the episode that he became human because he was kicked out of the Q Continuum?
Yeah. Troublemaker.
Yeah. Well, guys. Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to add, Amanda?
Like I said before, there's nothing I can really think of. It was a really good episode. I loved it.
Yeah. Although I must say, I think the rating of IMDb is that low. I think the fans would have seen a little bit more about the background of the little girl. And and also a little bit more at what Wesley's team did and what kind of scans and solutions. I think that's the part. But yeah, I liked the episode.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for watching again. I hope you like it. This is the 40th episode that we are doing.
Wow.
And
season 2.
This episode is season 2, episode 15 of TNG. So we still have a lot to do cover.
Yeah,
and
we
to
got a lot
recap.
to do.
So well, join us next time. Live long and prosper.
There we go. Live long and prosper.